Hi, my name's Dana Rotondo. I'm a motor truck driver here at O'Hare Field. Today we're going to be going over the pre-trip inspection of the Vammas. Usually when you do a pre-trip, you start at one point, you walk all the way around the machine, 360, and come back to the same point so you catch everything. Today we're going to start with the front. This is the plow hitch. The first thing you want to notice to make sure that we have a lot of hoses and fittings here. You want to make sure there's nothing loose, missing, or anything leaking. On this plow, it has sections for the front teeth. We want to make sure none of them are missing, none of them are cracked or hanging off. After we're done inspecting the plow blade, you work your way around the machine. You want to make sure that the bogie wheels, none of them are flat, missing, or any lug nuts gone. Then we go to the front tire. We want to make sure that's properly inflated with air. None of the lug nuts are loose or missing. This is a broom. This particular machine right now, the broom is in the stow position, but as you make your way around, you want to make sure that none of these fittings are missing, broken off, that there's no fluids leaking. We have hydraulic hoses up here. Make sure none of them are loose or leaking. Make sure none of these hoods are cracked. On this particular machine, we had these little dog ears. We want to make sure none of them are broken or falling off. On this machine, we have a fuel tank. There's one on each side. This is the side we fill it from, so you want to make sure that the stairs are securely fastened and that the fuel cap is on properly. As you work your way around the machine, you want to make sure that the rear tires are properly inflated, all the lug nuts are fastened and none of them are missing, and you want to make sure that the rear differential isn't leaking any fluid. You will have to open these doors. When you do, you want to make sure you lock them, because if you're outdoors, it's windy, you don't want nothing blowing on you. There's a ladder here. Make sure as you pull the ladder down, that's all the way down, because if we're outside, if there's snow and the snow is in there, as you get it on, it could move, you'll fall off. This is the rear radiator to the machine. On this one, to check it, you have to open the cap and physically stick it to make sure that there's fluid in it. On this machine, equipped with an automatic lube system, is located underneath the radiator. A driver's job is all you're to do is to make sure it's full of grease. If it's low, you let the mechanics know, they fill it. These are the rear blower ducts on the machine. For demonstration purposes, we have them lowered. Otherwise, they will be up in the stow position. We lowered them so you could see the hydraulic tanks. There's tank number one. You want to make sure the fluid's anywhere in the middle of the top glass. Same thing with number two. As you make your way around the back, you want to check the rear tail lights. Make sure that they're all properly fastened and working properly. You have the ones on the bottom here, and you also have a set up on top. On this side of the machine, you have a third hydraulic tank. You also want to check the level in that, make sure it's in the middle of the top glass. On this side, in order to check the oil levels, you need to open this side also. Once again, as you open it, make sure you lock it. These doors are heavy, and they could cause damage if they come slamming on you. There's also a ladder on this side to climb up in there. Pull it down. Make sure it's all the way against the rail. Here's the dipstick for the front engine, the drive engine. There's where you check the oil. If it were to need oil, you fill it from this cap right here. This is the dipstick for the transmission. You would check it with the motor running, and if it were to need oil, you would fill it from the same spot. This is the dipstick for the aggregate engine. This is where you check to see if it needs oil. If it were to need oil, you would fill it from this cap right over here. Once again, as you make your way around the machine, this machine has many hydraulic hoses, so you always want to make sure, give a quick visual, make sure that nothing's are leaking, or none of them are broken or hanging, and there's no oil anywhere in the machine. Here's the fuel tank on the other side. Once again, you want to make sure that the fuel cap is securely fastened. This is the broom head. You want to make sure that the broom wear plate is not into the bristles, because if it's into the bristles, when you start it up, it could cause damage to the pump. Once again, as you're checking the broom, you want to make sure you check all the hydraulic lines above the broom to make sure none of them are leaking or missing. Here's where you fill for the washer fluid. It's very important to have washer fluid in your machine because this is snow equipment. There's a lot of snow and ice gets on the window, you need to be able to clean them. This concludes our pre-trip inspection. of the Vammas. If you ever have any questions or you're not sure of anything, always ask your lead man.